Access Solutions.
Hi, I'm Glenn from Access Solutions. Welcome to my vlog. On this episode of Access Solutions, I'm just going to show you how to use the pivot grid control from Syncfusion and incorporate it into our C#.NET form project. So basically here I have a module that also serves as my main menu. And it also has this tree view which I use as the menu for selecting another module. So currently I have this other module in existence. So I'm just gonna add a new child here, and I'm gonna rename that using the same naming convention that I use. I'm gonna put report 3 and name that node as report 3. So there we go. We have uh, a new form for that. I mean the menu for that. So we're just gonna call that module from this launch button. So I already have this existing ones. So we're just gonna go ahead and copy paste this and change the value to report 3. So here the report 3 is the name of our module. I'm just gonna rename it as report grid 3. So here we have new instances of the form, and then we're calling that form here. So when we select the node from the tree view and click the launch button, it's gonna run our new form. So let's go ahead and add a new form which will contain that Syncfusion control. Let's rename that report grid 3. And that's it. Now we have the report grid 3. So let's just change the text of the title bar of this form to report grid 3. So in order for us to add the Syncfusion pivot grid into our form, we're just gonna have to right click on now in order to add the pivot grid control to our form, we're gonna right click on the solution and go to Syncfusion Reference Manager. Now you can see a lot of selections from Syncfusion, and we're just going to find the boss. Asan siya? Nandarating na. Anong oras sa lalakad? Mas dos. Agahan natin, boss. Wag naman, mga maaga, mga 2:10, ganun, 2. Mga kagyan na ako ng 2 para 2:10, alis tayo para sama yata. Agahan natin, boss, kasi para makapag ano tayo doon, warm up, ano. Dala tayong bola natin, ano. Kasi Reggie ba, sama raw? Hindi siya maglalaro. Sige. Sige, boss, ah. Sige, boss. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and type pivot grid. Here, you can see that there's a pivot grid here. Just take that, and all of the controls will be added to your form. Since it's already in this project, I just showed you how to add that pivot grid to your form. If it's already existing, then all you need to do now is just go ahead and click on the toolbox and find the or here, sorry. As you can see, drag this pivot grid control and click the dock in parent container. So now you have this pivot grid control on your form, in my form actually. Let's go ahead and write the necessary code for this to work. But first, let me just explain to you that the pivot grid control accepts two kind of data sources. Sorry, one is from the IE enumerable and two is from the data view. So what I'm going to show you is the data view, because we're going to be getting our data from the SQL Server. And in order for us to do that, we're going to have to log into our SQL Server Express in our local host. And now we're going to here create a new database and name it test database. Let's go ahead and look for that database, test database here. Now I'm going to create a new table. Let me just answer this chat from my friend. Sorry about that. I have some friends who are asking about our basketball event today. We're going to be playing our last game in the tournament today, later around 3 o'clock. So, yeah, that's another thing to do. First, we're going to create the table that will be our source table for this project. So we're just going to create some items that we're selling. We're going to be pretending that it's the items that we're selling in our make-believe shop. So let's put trans ID and make that int. And this trans ID will be our key. And change this one to identity. And change our identity to 1000. So every time we create a report, an item, every time we insert an item to this, the new row will have a new set of ID. The next thing that we need to create is the product code, which will be varchar 10, and it will be allowing nulls. The next is the product description, and we're just gonna put product varchar 40 for that. The next is the date of sales, which is just a datetime field, and the SRP, which is for the selling price. And I'm gonna put money onto this, and we have the quantity. So quantity is just integer. Then we have the total sales, which is a computed money. Just go ahead and find the computed column property. Then in the formula you can just put SRP times quantity. So so that it automatically computes for these two. Okay, that's it. I think this is it. Let's just save it. And we're gonna name this table as sample table. Refresh, check the columns. Okay, now that we have the columns, all we need to do is insert new records. So using this test database, and I'm just going to insert what item is that? Insert into sample table, product code, product desk, date of sales, SRP, and quantity, and our values. So pretend that we're selling USB flash drives. So we have the 8 gigabyte flash drive. So this is going to be our code for flash drive. That's the product code, and product description will be 8 GB USB flash drive. Okay, then this is for our product desk. This is for our date. It's gonna be 10 days from now. Get sales. Oh, sorry, get date. Plus 10 days from now. And the SRP is, let's just say 16 kina in our country here in Papua New Guinea, and we have sold 5 pieces. So let's duplicate it and create another one. So for 16 gigabyte flash drive, that's the product code, and this is the product description. On the same day we sold, this is sold for the top of the price, and this is, of course, 16 gigabyte will be our best seller. I'm gonna just put 12, and let's go ahead and duplicate the first one and just change it to 32 gigabyte flash drive. Okay, our 32 gigabyte isn't fast selling, so on the same date I'm just gonna put 8, and the price is of course more expensive. I'm just gonna put 47 or 58 maybe, and we've sold 6. So that's it, right? Let's run it and select the items from it. Product code as product code, capital letter. Product desk as product desk. Then we're gonna convert our date time into some kind of readable character format date. So I'm gonna use convert varchar element, then the date of sales, and the code, and that's it as date sold. Now SRP as SRP and quantity as QDY, capital letter, and total sales as total sales from, what is this, sample table. So we can actually put, and let's run it. There you go. We have these records here. We're gonna be needing to insert another record here on the 11th. This is the next day, and we're gonna be changing the quantity. So for the next day we sold 7. For the other day we sold 18, and we sold 4. Let's try to run that program again. That query. So now that we have these records, we can go ahead and let's add some more. After 13, we sold 15 of this, and we sold 30, and we sold 14. So here is our record. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that records into our what's this? Our let's just put it in here first as my reference. So first we're gonna go to the it's um, and we need to the coding part. We're gonna initialize sorry, pivot grid. And to initialize the pivot grid, we need to put some code, but actually no, we don't need to initialize the pivot grid. We're gonna do the programming, the configuration in the designer itself. So we go for the report grid tree load. So I'm going to start writing the code. First we need the connection for our server. String connection string, right? Which is our data source, right? Okay, initial catalog will be, since our server is my computer, the data source is the local host. And our initial catalog will be test database. And the user ID is SA temporarily, and the password will be admin. Yes, you guys can change that, depends on your server configuration. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to show it as is. Next is the string query. We're just gonna copy the query that we created earlier from the server. There you go. Now we're gonna be doing our connection. So the beauty of Visual Studio is that it's kind of showing you what the next step is by giving you suggestion through its intelligence options. All you need to do now is press the tab when it comes out, and there you go, you have a template from in which you can insert your code. So here we have another suggestions from IntelliSense. Then we can just again press the tab and it completes the code for you. So I'm not going to follow this one, and I'm just going to write our own code, which is the data table. So the data table is, it's kind of a holder for our records, which later be converted to data view, which is usable for the pivot grid. Let's go ahead and let it complete the code for us. After that, we're gonna be using SQL command. If you see this suggestion here, I suggest that you also just keep pressing on the tab so it completes for you. So it saves time, Another thing is we need to create the adapter. There, and then you just keep on pressing the tab, and as you can see, it's automatically filling everything for us. except for this one, new command. There you go. And we're gonna be filling that adapter from, sorry, this, let's just change this one. From our data table. That's it. Now all what's left is we need to transfer the records into our data view. There. Okay. Next is we need to set the pivot grid control code and assign its item source to data view. That's it. Now we're going to add the columns for our pivot grid. So we need the field mapping name for the columns, or sorry, for the row. In this case, it's the product code. Then you can put the header for the total, for its subtotal. That's it. Then just copy this thing again, and we're gonna edit it and change it to, sorry, this is product code. Change it to product description. And I'm not going to show the subtotal in here, so I'm going to turn off this subtotal by setting it to false. There you go. And the next thing that we're going to be adding is the excuse me, this is the date sold. And we're not also going to be showing the subtotal. Next is the SRP. And we're also going to be turning the subtotal off, but the format will be different because since this is a number format or a currency format without the currency symbol, I'm just going to create my own custom format, which is this. There you go. So there's another one we're going to be adding again, and this time it's for the quantity. Show subtotal is false. Now that we have completed our rows, we're going to be adding the computed column, which is for the subtotal, for the grand total of total sales. So our field name will be total sales. Then summary type. The summary type is kind of computation that it does. that. So we're gonna change that summary type to sum, and the format to be the same as this format. So next is we're gonna be changing the let's try this one first. Let's go ahead and run this code, see if it's gonna show us anything. Start. There you go. It's showing us the data from the SQL Server database that we created earlier. So instead of me maximizing the windows every time, I can make this form to be maximized. And let's go ahead and add some more feature to this pivot grid control. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the field list on the right side, where you can customize the pivot grid control during runtime. Okay, this field list or pivot table field list, if you set its value to true, then you can get a different result. Look at this. There you go. As you can see, you can also see some of the configurations here. You can remove that and put it back here and recustomize it. And you can also change the appearance of this pivot grid control by, for example, I'm going to change the visual styles to Metro. And you can also show the group bar. And we can allow filtering as well. That's it. Let's try. Run again one more time. Oh, there you go. It's nice, right? Awesome. So to explain the code, this is the product code, this is the description, and the allow filtering will let us filter the product code or the description. For example, I'm just gonna select the 8 GB, or I can select all and it's gonna show all data. Okay guys, that's it for today. This is how you use the pivot grid from Syncfusion. It's a very nice control and it's gonna be helping you a lot with your projects or creating reports, and this is far more better than just using the grid alone or the report form alone. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day everyone. Goodbye.